Have you ever noticed how, at the beginning of a relationship, everything feels natural? The attention, the care, the effort. You don't have to think about it, you just do it. But over time, something shifts. Not because love disappears, but because consistency does. And here's the truth most people don't realize. What makes someone fall in love with you is often the exact thing they silently hope you'll never stop doing. Not occasionally. Not when things feel easy, but always. Psychology calls this emotional consistency, the repeated behaviors that create a sense of stability, safety, and trust. And when those behaviors fade, something changes internally. Your partner may not complain. They may not even bring it up, but they feel it. The difference between who you were and who you are now, and that gap, that's where distance begins. Because love isn't just built on big moments. It's built on what you do repeatedly. The small acts that say, I still choose you, I still care, you still matter. So in this video, we're breaking down 6 acts of love your partner hopes you never stop doing. Not because they demand it, but because these are the behaviors that make them feel secure, valued, and deeply connected to you. And once you understand them, you'll realize something powerful. Love doesn't fade because of time. It fades when the actions that created it disappear. One of the most powerful acts of love isn't physical. It's psychological. It's the effort to understand what's happening inside your partner's mind, their thoughts, their feelings, their experiences. Because at the start of a relationship, curiosity is automatic. You ask questions, you listen deeply. You want to know everything. But over time, many people stop asking. Not because they don't care, but because they assume they already know. And that's where connection begins to weaken. Psychology refers to this as emotional attunement, the ongoing process of staying connected to someone's inner world. And it requires effort because people evolve, their thoughts change, their struggles shift, their needs develop. So if you stop being curious, you stop truly knowing them. And when someone feels unknown, they begin to feel alone, even in a relationship. They may still talk, still share, but with less depth, less openness, less emotion, because the feeling of being deeply understood is no longer there. So what does this act of love look like? It's asking questions without rushing, listening without interrupting, caring about what they feel, not just what they say. It's saying, through your actions, I want to understand you, even now. And here's what matters most. Not just doing this once, but continuing to do it. Because your partner doesn't just want to be loved. They want to be known. There's something almost invisible that every person needs in a relationship. And yet, almost no one asks for it directly. Reassurance. Not because they're insecure, not because they doubt you, but because emotional certainty isn't permanent. It needs to be reinforced. Psychology explains this through attachment reinforcement. The idea that people feel secure when love is consistently expressed, not assumed. At the beginning, reassurance happens naturally. You say how much you care. You show affection. You make your feelings obvious. But over time, many people stop expressing it. They think they already know, and that's where the problem begins. Because knowing something once is not the same as feeling it continuously. Your partner may trust you, but that doesn't mean they don't need to feel chosen again and again, through words, through actions, through small, consistent reminders. I'm here. I care about you. You matter to me. Without those signals, something subtle shifts. They begin to question. Not your love, but your presence. They feel less certain, less secure, less emotionally grounded in the relationship. And they may never say it out loud, but they will feel it. So what does this act of love look like? It's sending that message without a reason. Saying what you feel without being prompted. Showing affection without waiting for the right moment. Because reassurance isn't about fixing doubt. It's about preventing it from growing. And when it becomes consistent, it creates something powerful. Emotional safety that doesn't need to be questioned. Most people think loyalty is tested in big situations. Temptation, betrayal, major decisions. But in reality, loyalty is built, or broken, in small, everyday moments. How you talk about your partner when they're not there. How you respond to others. How you set boundaries without being asked. Psychology calls this relational integrity, the alignment between your actions and your commitment. And your partner feels this more than you think, not just in what you do, but in what you allow. Because every small moment sends a signal: this relationship is protected, or this relationship is optional. And over time, those signals shape how secure your partner feels with you. They notice how you speak about them, how you represent the relationship, how you handle situations that could create discomfort or doubt. And even if nothing wrong happens, the absence of protection creates uncertainty. Because love isn't just about connection. It's about knowing that connection is safe from external and internal threats. So what does this act of love look like? It's respecting boundaries, even when no one is watching. It's choosing your partner in conversations, in decisions, in subtle moments. It's making it clear through behavior: this matters to me. I protect it. And here's what makes this powerful. Your partner may never ask for this explicitly, but they will always feel when it's missing. Because real commitment isn't proven in extreme situations. It's proven in the quiet, everyday choices that show where your loyalty truly stands. There's a difference most people don't talk about: being loved and being desired. Love feels safe, stable, comforting. But desire makes someone feel alive in the relationship. At the beginning, it's effortless. You compliment them. You look at them differently. You express attraction without hesitation. But over time, many people slowly stop showing it. Not because attraction disappears, but because expression does. Psychology links this to romantic validation, the need to feel wanted, not just accepted. And when that disappears, something changes emotionally. Your partner may still feel loved, but they stop feeling seen in that way. They question if you still look at them the same, if you still feel the same attraction, if they still excite you. And these questions are rarely spoken out loud, but they are deeply felt. Because desire is not just physical. It's emotional attention with intensity. It's how you look at them, how you speak to them, how you make them feel unique, not just familiar. So what does this act of love look like? It's expressing attraction without being prompted, complimenting them unexpectedly, creating moments where they feel chosen not just as a partner, but as a person you want. Because here's the truth: people don't just want to feel secure in a relationship. They want to feel special inside it. And when desire fades into routine, connection loses its spark. At the core of every lasting relationship, there's one act of love that defines everything else: choice. Not the choice you made in the beginning, but the one you continue to make every single day. Because the biggest illusion about relationships is this: that once you're committed, the work is done. But psychology shows the opposite. Long-term connection depends on intentional reinforcement, the daily decision to invest, to show up, to care. Without it, even strong relationships begin to fade. Not suddenly, but gradually, through small moments where effort is replaced with assumption. You assume they know you care. You assume things are fine. You assume the relationship will maintain itself. And slowly, presence becomes inconsistent. Effort becomes optional. Connection becomes weaker. Until one day, it feels different. Not broken, just less. And that's how most relationships lose their depth. So what does this act of love look like? It's choosing them in your actions, in your time, in your attention. It's showing repeatedly: I still pick you, even now, not because you have to, but because you want to. Because real love isn't proven once. It's proven continuously. So now you see it clearly. The acts of love your partner doesn't demand, but deeply hopes you never stop giving. The curiosity, the reassurance, the protection, the desire, the presence, the choice. And here's what makes this powerful. None of these require grand gestures. They require consistency. Because relationships don't fall apart from lack of love. They fall apart from lack of repeated action. The small things that were once natural, but slowly became rare. So if you want something that lasts, don't focus only on how you feel. Focus on what you do daily. Because in the end, love isn't just something you have, it's something you maintain through the things you choose to keep doing, long after the beginning is gone. If this made you think about your relationship, then it already did its job. Which of these acts of love do you think your partner misses the most? Comment below. I read every single one. And if you want to understand what truly keeps a relationship strong and what silently weakens it over time, subscribe now, because here we don't just talk about love. We break down what actually makes it last.